Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really pulling back the layers on something truly fascinating: identity. How we define ourselves, all those little threads, the experiences, connections, they make us who we are. And for this deep dive, we're zeroing in on a big question. What does it really mean to be Indian today in this super connected world? And maybe more to the point, how do our local roots, our specific heritage, fit into that huge picture? We're thinking of it like exploring a really good masala dosa, layered, full of flavor, maybe a bit messy sometimes, but just fantastic. So our mission today is to unpack how these local identities, they don't just stand there, they actually boost our collective national pride. We found some really compelling stuff here.
Absolutely. And what we've seen, it really points towards this beautiful synergy.
Mm.
Not a clash like you might think initially. It's quite a journey we've traced, starting from these massive global stages and then drilling right down deep into villages, into these dynamic business communities within India. It's been a really rich landscape to explore for you.
Okay, so let's start big then. To really kind of capture this idea, we have to talk about, well, a phenomenon, really. Diljit Dosanjh. I mean, his journey, the Punjabi superstar taking on the world, it's just incredible how he carries that identity. So much pride. Think about it, Coachella 2023. That was huge. A proper breakthrough moment on a global festival stage. And then just this past June, 2024, he pops up on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, performing Born to Shine, Goats. These aren't just songs, right? They feel like cultural statements.
Oh, definitely. And the ultimate showcase. Maybe the one that really sealed the deal. His debut at the Met Gala, May 2025. And what's so amazing is he didn't just go. He made this massive statement about where he comes from. He showed up in this just stunning custom Maharaja outfit, designed by Atelier Prabal Gurung, the ivory turban, the gold embroidery, incredible detail. It was just this powerful, you couldn't miss it, homage to his Punjabi heritage. And get this, he wasn't just there, he was actually voted best dressed. Beat out all these huge global stars. That's more than fashion. It says so much about his pride. You hear him shouting Punjabi hey gaye oye
Right.
on stage. It's this joyful thing, totally embracing his roots. It's clear that's his goal, just carrying his identity proudly. Like he said before the Met Gala, something like, it's what I've been doing all this time. That authenticity to shine through. People connect with that.
Yeah, you could really feel it. And it looked fantastic, way better than some of the Hollywood types who probably couldn't find Punjab on a map. Okay, so that's a brilliant example. Global spotlight on local roots shows how specific culture can resonate everywhere without, getting diluted. But let's switch gears. Let's move from those dazzling global stages down to the everyday stuff right here in India, especially rural India. How does that connection look on the ground level?
Ah, yes. That's where identity often feels, incredibly grounded. In so many villages across India, what you find is that local identity often comes first. It's really prominent. It's completely normal to hear someone say, I'm from this village, before they might mention being Indian. And crucially, this isn't about being divisive. Not at all. It's about this really deep, almost primal sense of belonging. For so many people, their gayon, their village, it is their world. It's where generations of ancestors lived. It's where traditions aren't just remembered, they're lived daily. Where festivals have this unique local flavor celebrated by that specific community, this connection to place. It's so fundamental. And honestly, that's what makes India's diversity so incredibly vibrant. It's a bit like, knowing every single back street in your hometown, but getting totally turned around in the next town over. That's the kind of depth we're talking about. It anchors you.
That's a great way to put it. That an analogy really clarifies it. And this deep local connection, it's not just villages, is it? We see it play out really powerfully in India's business communities too. Could you talk a bit about groups like, say, the Marwaris or the Jains, the Saraswats? How does their identity factor into their success?
Absolutely. These communities, they're famous for their business skills, right? And what's really interesting is how they often keep this strong local homogeneity, this tight-knit community feel. Even while their businesses expand nationally, even globally, they seem to have this special formula, you could say. Tradition meets enterprise. Take the Marwaris, for instance. They built this incredibly powerful network over generations. It's built on shared heritage, mutual trust. This network, it's not just casual. It's real social capital. They often prefer doing business within the community. Trust is based on reputation, word of mouth, maybe more than formal contracts sometimes. And that built-in trust, it speeds things up, reduces costs, it's efficient. This isn't new either. It's a tradition that's adapted over centuries. It shows how really strong local identity, that community bond, can actually fuel huge success on a bigger stage. And it adds this really distinct, rich element to India's national economy. Proves that strong local roots can contribute massively to national prosperity.
Okay, so that leads us right to the kind of the big question, doesn't it? The one people might be wondering about. Does all this strong local pride, this fierce connection to your region or community, does it risk breaking things apart? Does it lead to fragmentation? Because everything we've looked at seems to suggest, well, almost the opposite. What did you find there?
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And yeah, our observations strongly suggest that celebrating these local identities can actually strengthen national unity. It doesn't take away from it. Just think about it. Those crazy India versus Pakistan cricket matches. What happens then?
Everyone's just Indian.
Exactly. Everyone cheers together as Indians. For that moment, all the local rivalries, the regional differences, they just vanish. Poof, we're united. Shared passion, shared pride. It's quite something to see. Or think about, Bollywood films, how they connect with people across the country, or major festivals. They have regional twists, sure, but there's a collective spirit. It's like, maybe you absolutely love your state's food. You swear by, I don't know, Punjabi butter chicken, or Bengali mishti doi, or perfect dosa, but then you're traveling, you're abroad, and you meet another Indian, and you just bond over Indian food.
Right. It's the bigger umbrella.
Exactly. It complements, it doesn't contradict. That's really the heart of unity and diversity, isn't it? We hear the phrase, but that's what it looks like. And just to be clear, when we talk about regionalism concerns, we're talking about healthy pride here, pride in your roots, not conflict, not separatism. When every region, every community feels like its contribution is seen, valued, respected, that actually builds a deeper sense of national belonging, makes people feel more secure within the larger whole. It's really like a family, Each person is different, unique personalities, strengths, quirks, but all those differences together, they make the family stronger, richer, more interesting, more resilient.
That family analogy is spot on. It really drives home how individual strengths build up the whole thing. And our research kind of playfully highlighted this too. The idea isn't some sort of competition in patriotism, like that joke. Why did the Punjabi, the Malayali, and the Bengali walk into a bar?
Uh-oh, where's this going?
To represent India, of course, because together they make the best team, each bringing their own unique flavor.
Okay. A bit cheesy, maybe.
A little. But the point is, nationalism is important, but it's not about, who can shout the loudest or be the most jingoistic. It feels much more organic, rooted in that genuine pride people have locally, which then builds up the national strength. It's recognizing that all the different spices make the dish better, not trying to make everything taste the same.
Precisely. It's understanding that India's strength isn't just lines on a map. It's in the millions of distinct, vibrant identities inside those lines. Every single one adds a unique thread to the national tapestry, makes it richer, stronger, more beautiful. So feeling that deep tie to your village, your language, your local customs, it doesn't water down your Indian identity, it actually deepens it.
So wrapping this all up then, what we've explored today really hammers home that India's an incredible strength, its resilience. It comes directly from that amazing diversity. It's not just a nice saying, it's real, it happens every day. Global stages, quiet villages, everywhere in between, and the powerful message seems clear. Being vocal about local roots, celebrating what makes you uniquely Punjabi or Bengali or Tamil or from X village. It doesn't take away from being Indian. If anything, it makes it stronger, amplifies it, like Diljit Dosanjh, right? Being totally himself, rooted in his culture, but shining on that world stage.
And maybe a final thought for everyone listening to chew on. When push comes to shove, when it really counts. Whether we're cheering at the Olympics or during that nail-biting cricket final or just meeting another Indian miles from home, we all come together, differences fade, and we proudly say, I'm Indian and I'm proud. And maybe that idea, that spirit of vocal for local, it goes beyond just buying things. It's about keeping it alive in who we are, in our identity. Maybe embracing the local is actually the deepest way to embrace the national.
Thank you for joining us on this fascinating deep dive into the layers, the real masala of Indian identity. We really hope you found some surprising insights, maybe some new ways to think about being truly well-informed on this amazing topic. And yeah, definitely keep exploring your own connections to identity, both local and national.